As we count down with these live pictures of the Prime Minister of India about to make his big speech in the Knesset, I'm joined live now to get an expert view in the build-up. Shelley Tal-Meron is an Israeli MP and former spokesperson of the Israeli Air Force. Eylon Levy is an ex-spokesperson of the Prime Minister's office in the Israeli government. And Daniel Rubinstein, former media advisor to Prime Minister Netanyahu. Thank you all for being with me and spending your time with us as we wait for the Prime Minister to begin this very important speech. Shelley, if I could begin with you. This is a friendship that has stood the test of time, stood the test of turbulence, and we're seeing so much of it right now. As we wait for the Prime Minister to speak, what are your big expectations? What is the mood as far as India-Israel is concerned?
First of all, thank you for having me. We're so happy and honored to receive and welcome Prime Minister Modi here in Israel. I'm just about to go to the plenary to hear him in just a few minutes. We are very excited for this visit, his second visit during the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I think the Israeli people are so grateful to the Indian people, to the Prime Minister, and to the administration for all the support that we have gotten from India over the years, and of course, since October 7th and after October 7th. So this visit is a historic one. We're very excited to welcome the Prime Minister. We're very excited to hear his speech. And of course, we're even more excited to speak about the future of the relations between Israel and India. There are discussions as for the trade agreement and other cooperations that we can have between the two countries. And I'm sure that there will be great results from this visit. Even though I'm an opposition member, I still support, of course, this visit, and we welcome him and are very, very happy to see him here.
Shelley, Eylon, and Daniel, just stay with me. We're getting these live pictures of the two Prime Ministers entering the Knesset. There's some sound coming in. I want to see if we're going to be able to pick up on what they're saying.
I would suggest if you can stop for 1 second. If you can stop for 1 second to make the line. Okay? Please.
1 minute.
This is a clear photo. בבקשה.
Becoming the first Prime Minister of India.
Prime Minister, if you can join me please from this way.
You wouldn't remember Prime Minister Netanyahu was gracious enough to invite Yes, back then. מנכ"ל קצין מזכיר.
חבר עם טלפון בשורה ראשונה.
Signing presumably the visitors' book at the Knesset, very important. Each word that the Prime Minister writes, will be important, and we'll share that with our viewers very, very shortly. Another important moment inside the Knesset. That is the Speaker of the Israeli Parliament to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's left. He shakes hands with the leaders as he now will be escorted to where he will make his speech from. Of course, he will be introduced to all of the senior members of the Israeli Parliament. Introductions will be made. Remember that the Prime Minister of India will have already been given a briefing on many of the senior members of Parliament inside. Extremely important messages and images for the India-Israel relationship. Many of these members of Parliament inside the Knesset have been extremely supportive of the India-Israel relationship.
ראש ממשלת הודו, ראש הממשלה מודי, שלום. שלום. We're having a selfie. What do you want? This is for me.
Hello. Hello, Prime Minister.
Well, in these pictures, interestingly, you can see Reuven Azar, the man closest to the camera on the left, is Reuven Azar, the Israeli ambassador to India. Obviously, he's there for this extremely important visit. Lovely, heartwarming pictures of the Indian Prime Minister being greeted by a group of Indian students waving the Indian and Israeli flags, school students who've been brought into the Knesset as part of that welcome. Shelley, if you can still hear me, lovely images as the Prime Minister is welcomed into the Knesset.
It's very heartwarming, and we're very, very happy. I'm looking forward to going there. I'm just about to walk there. I don't want to be late to his speech, of course, and we're very, very excited and honored that he is here with us, speaking to the Israeli people, speaking to the Israeli Knesset. It's truly a historic day, and I'm hoping we will have wonderful news from this visit.
Okay, Shelley, I'm going to let you go because I know you need to make your way in there to actually listen to that speech and get a good seat right in the front, perhaps. So we'll connect with you right after this. But these are live pictures. I want to remind our viewers. NDTV is broadcasting from inside the Knesset as we show you these pictures of the Prime Minister. A relationship that radiates the strategic partnership between the two sides at a time when there is a huge amount of churn. As we wait for the Prime Minister to begin his speech, Elon Levy, if I could quickly bring you in, what are you going to be looking out for most in the speech that we're about to hear from the Indian Prime Minister inside Israeli Parliament?
Thank you. You referred now to the Indian-Israel relationship, but I think this historic visit is important because it marks the upgrading of that friendship into a fully fledged alliance.
Yeah.
We're talking about a series of deals that are going to see not just trade between Israel and India, but joint manufacturing, making things together, the delivery of strategic assets that are going to be keeping Indian cities safe. And the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is here in the shadow of a potential war with Iran tells you how urgent he treats this visit and how important he considers this alliance for India's future and for India's security. So we're going to be keeping an eye on how Narendra Modi speaks about the relationship with Israel as part of a new security architecture that is evolving to try to maintain peace and stability here in West Asia.
Very important points that you've just made, Elon. I want to show our viewers once again the pictures that are playing out right now. The Prime Ministers, along with the Speaker of the Knesset, now escorting the Prime Minister. A quick photo op right there. I'll get you the details of who that young man in the red was before we close in on the podium where the Prime Minister will be given a speech. He's, of course, being given a tour of the Knesset. This is not the Prime Minister's first time. Remember, inside the Knesset, he has addressed it before. This is the Prime Minister of India's second visit to Israel. The last was in 2017. So almost a decade later comes this historic second visit, during which time the world has completely changed. The Indian Prime Minister in his third term, the relationship between him and the Israeli Prime Minister has blossomed into a very, very personal friendship between the two leaders, and that has radiated through the larger relationship as well. Daniel, bringing you in on this now, how do you see this? You know, the pictures are beautiful. They all symbolize this deep friendship between the two countries. But there's a lot of serious stuff happening in the region, around the world at this time. So there's a lot of smiles and waves between, Narendra Modi and Netanyahu. But there's serious business to discuss after this speech today.
This is an exciting day, a very exciting day, and I've been watching your network and I've become even more excited with your enthusiasm. So I want to thank you and all the people of India for the respect and enthusiasm that you've shown for the Prime Minister's visit to the Israeli Parliament. This is a big day, and you're right that there's a lot going on geopolitically right now in West Asia. Look at a map. On one end is India, a democratic civilization on the Indian Ocean, and on the opposite end of West Asia is tiny Israel, an outpost of democracy on the Mediterranean Sea. Between Israel and India in West Asia, there is no stable democracy that shares the values of the two nations. This is an incredibly important relationship.
Yes.
And the fact that the Prime Minister of India is coming to speak to the Israeli parliament is telling the Israeli people, we see you as equals, even though you, Israel, are a country of only 10 million people, and India is a country of nearly 1.5 billion people. We are in this together. We have common threats against terrorism, against ballistic missiles. We want to move forward in a better, more peaceful, productive path. And there's so much that each of the two nations can do to benefit the other.
Very true. Elon, if bringing you back in, the war clouds that are currently there over Iran, the shadow of uncertainty over what may happen in Iran, a country with which Israel has, had combat in the recent months as well. How do you see the Indian Prime Minister's visit in the context of that? India is a country that has close diplomatic relations with both Israel as well as Iran. Do you see India playing a role in what lies ahead?
Mistake to mention them in the same breath, because India has a friendship and an alliance with Israel, and its relationship with the Iranian regime is purely transactional. India understands that the Iranian regime poses a major threat to the region, particularly in its pursuit of nuclear weapons. We've seen how destabilizing the Pakistani regime's acquisition of nuclear weapons is, and India does not want that to spread to Iran. So here we're seeing a very strong message, Iran in the middle between India and Israel, looking at these two great democracies, strengthening their defense partnership, their alliance on innovation and technology, and seeing that these countries are determined to maintain stability and peace in Western Asia and forcefully reject the Iranian regime's attempts to destabilize, to destroy the IMEC trade corridor by arming proxy forces throughout the region that can attack ships and destabilize countries, and that this is a strong alliance that is saying enough, no more destabilization. The region wants to move forward to a future of peace and prosperity.